안녕하세요. 아시아와 중남미의 상생협력, 기말과제를 하게 된 영상 컨텐츠 융합학과 오수연이라고 합니다. 지금부터 시작하겠습니다. The purpose of economic theory in general is to predict and explain. International economic theory examines the basis for and the gains from trade, the reasons for and effects of trade restrictions, policies directed at regulating the flows of payments and receipts, and the effects of these policies on a nation's welfare and on the welfare of other nations. International economic theory also examines the effectiveness of microeconomic policies under different types in international monetary arrangement or monetary systems. International economics deals with the economic and financial interdependence among nations. It analyzes the flow of goods and service payments and monies between a nation and the rest of the world and the policies directed at regulating these flows and the effects on the nation's welfare. I will explain economic terms. International trade policy means examines the reasons for and the effects of trade restrictions. Balance of payment means measure a nation's total receipts from and the total payments to the rest of the world. Government had to do all in its power to stimulate the nation's exports and discourage and restrict imports. However, since all nations could not stipulatively have an export surplus and the amount of gold and silver was fixed at any particular point in time, one nation could only gain at the expense of other nations. Today, we measure where's each stock of human, man-made, and natural resource available for producing goods and service. The greater the stock of useful resources, the greater is the flow of goods and service to satisfy human wants, and the higher the standard of living in the nation. Although most human wants and the higher the standard of living in the nation, although most nations claim to be in favor of free trade, most of them continue to impose many restrictions on international trade. Most industrial nations restrict imports of agricultural commodities, textiles, shoes, steel, and many other products in order to protect domestic employment. Absolute advantage. The greater efficiency that one nation has over another in the production of a commodity. When one nation is more efficient than another in the production of one commodity, but is less efficient than the other nation in producing a second commodity, then both nations can gain by specializing in the production of the commodity of its absolute advantage and exchange parts of its output with the other nation for the commodity of its absolute disadvantage. By this process, resources are utilized in the most efficient way and the output of both commodities will rise. This increase in the output of both commodities measure the gains from both commodities will rise. The increase in the output of both commodities measures the gains from specialization in the production available to be divided between the two nations through trade. Canada vs. Nicaragua. Because of climatic conditions, Canada is efficient in growing wheat but inefficient in growing bananas. On the other hand, Nicaragua is efficient at growing bananas but inefficient in growing wheat. Canada, wheat absolute advantage, bananas absolute disadvantage. Nicaragua with absolute disadvantage, bananas at absolute advantage. Under this circumstance, both nations would benefit if each specialized in the production of the commodity of its absolute advantage and then trade with the other nation. After taking this class, I learned that there is a deep interrelationship between economy, politics, and culture between Asia and Latin America. Also, I didn't have many opportunities to teach in English, but I think my English conversation skill improved a lot as I did the whole class in English. It was good to share not only my opinions but also those of my friends, and to have a broader thinking and to explore more diverse topics.